Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what might be the first of many vodka reviews with the Dirty Scot. Now those of you who know me or follow me on Twitter or on Facebook or anything like that will know that I'm a bit of a vodka connoisseur, and you can see in the background there actually some of my collection. There's another 2 shelves of that, and there's other vodka lying around. Last time I checked I had something like 70 bottles. Most of them are Polish vodkas, because Polish vodka is probably the best vodka in the world. This is a misconception people have, that the Russians make the best vodka in the world, but they really don't. Like on a pure country by country basis, I would have to say it's the Poles. Now the best vodka I've ever had, the best vodka in the world, is actually an Icelandic vodka called Reka. Iceland, you may know, is that country with the volcano that's impossible to pronounce, that shut off air travel for most of Europe for like 3 months. Feel free to hate the Icelandic for that, but please love them for their vodka, because it's really, really good. Now, vodka is usually made of one of 2 things. It's either made of potatoes, which is how it was most traditionally made, especially in Eastern Europe and Russia, or it's made of grain, which is how it was mostly made in Western Europe when it was made. Now grain is a lot more common these days for a couple of reasons. The biggest reason is it mostly tastes better. Potato vodka has this nasty habit of sticking in the back of your throat, which it gets unpleasant after a while, and it tends to have much more of an ethanol kick to it than grain vodka. Despite that, it's not actually any stronger than grain vodka. It just tastes stronger. Some people prefer that, and so some people still prefer to drink potato vodka, but you know, most people don't. I've got 3 vodkas here tonight. The first vodka is Wyborowa, which is a Polish vodka, a Polish grain vodka, and as I mentioned, I really like Polish vodka, so I have high hopes. As you can tell, I've already drank some of it, quite a bit of it. What's the point in having 70 bottles of vodka if you're not going to drink them every now and then, huh? So the second one is a French vodka called Ciroc. Now Ciroc's kind of unique in that it's actually made of grapes rather than grain or potatoes. As far as I know, there's not very many vodkas doing that. You guys might know Ciroc, my American listeners, as the vodka that P Diddy or Puff Daddy or whatever the fuck he's calling himself this week drinks, but don't hold that against it. The last vodka I have is called Finlandia. Now Finlandia, as the smarter among you may have guessed, is from Finland. This is a vodka I used to drink all the time. Not so much anymore, but once upon a time this was my go-to vodka. So without further ado, we shall begin. First up, this is the Wyborowa vodka. And I should tell you right now, if you're expecting one of these reviews where someone drinks it and goes, oh yes, there's some subtle oaky undertones here that really bring out the... No, fuck that, that's not what's going to happen here. What's going to happen is I'm going to drink some vodka, and then I'm going to tell you if it's good vodka. I'm going to tell you how it goes down, I'm going to tell you how it tastes, I'm going to tell you if you're going to want to buy it. If you want, you know, a more in-depth review or a review where someone's head stuck up their ass, an MMA site probably wasn't the best place to come. Okay, so initial thoughts. It goes down extremely smooth. There's no ethanol kick to it. The ethanol kick is when you drink it and you can really taste the alcohol, and it, you know, goes up through your nose and it can make you kind of gag or whatever. There's none of that with the Wyborowa. It goes down really smooth. The taste sits in the top of your tongue. With vodka, the taste will tend to sit in one of 3 areas. It'll either sit in the top of the tongue, which can be good. If the vodka tastes good and you've got a good mixer, that's awesome. It can stick, or it can touch the tip of your tongue, which gives it a nice tangy touch, which is usually a good thing. Or the back of your throat. The back of your throat is almost always a bad thing, and the reason for that is if vodka sticks in the back of your throat, it's almost always the ethanol sticking there, and that alcohol taste and alcohol smell will stay with you through the night, and that's the kind of vodka that's going to make you want to throw up after you have, you know, 12 or 15 shots of it. Before I go any further, I should point out that my mixer is Diet 7 Up. Now, the reason for this isn't that I'm a homosexual. I'm actually straight. The reason for that is sugar taste changes the taste of vodka. Sometimes for good, sometimes for bad, but it makes it difficult to make an objective judgment of the vodka if the sugar's clouding it. The lemon and lime in 7-Up, the citrusy fruits, there's not much of them, but citrus fruit really brings out the nature of a vodka. So if a vodka's got a nice sharp taste, the citrus will bring that out. If a vodka's got a very heavy ethanol taste, the citrus will kind of bring that out as well. So whatever the good and bad points of the vodka are, the citrus will bring them out for you. Right, so Vibrova, good vodka, Polish vodka, you can't really go wrong with that. And so far so good. Next vodka up is Ciroc, the French vodka, the French grape vodka. This one, the first thing I noticed is it goes for the tip of my tongue, which probably shouldn't be surprising because it's made of grapes, and now that I think of it, it's a very champagne-y type feeling. I kind of feel like an idiot for not working that out before now, but yeah, I think that's why it does that. I'm going to take another drink actually. Beyond that, the taste sits in the top of your tongue, which, as we've established, is usually a good thing. And yeah, it's really good. It's really soft, really smooth, goes down really easily, and the taste adds to the taste adds to the 7-Up. It doesn't detract or overwhelm it, so it adds to whatever your mixer is, which is a good thing. Okay, and last up is the Finlandia. Let's see how this tastes. Okay, first thing I notice is that really goes for the back of your throat. Yeah, that there's not much of that on the top of my tongue. It didn't touch the tip of my tongue at all. It all went straight for the back of my throat. It's not a super strong ethanol taste. It's not. It doesn't taste like, you know, you're drinking, you know, weak old Smirnoff or anything like that. But it's definitely not as nice as the other two. If I had to choose one, it would be the Vibrova, definitely. It was the smoothest, it sat nicest on the tongue, and it's not ridiculously expensive. The Ciroc can be really expensive. The Vibrova tends to be a lot more reasonable. So if you're out and you're buying some vodka and you're in some strange shop that only has those 3 vodkas, get the Vibrova. For those of you wondering why I'm wearing this crazy, ridiculous deerstalker hat like Sherlock Holmes, it's because Steffi told me to. And for those of you who don't know Steffi very well, if she tells you to do something, you do it. If you don't, you know, they don't even find your body. So make sure you guys do what Steffi tells you, because I don't really want to, you know, go to all these funerals and, oh man, it's just hassle. So, on that note, I'm going to head off now, and hopefully there will be another one of these next week with 3 completely different vodkas, and me getting drunk for your benefit again. Adios.